Hello, everybody. Thank you all for having me. It's a great pleasure to be part of this important conference that addresses relevant issues about the longevity of the human beings, including a problem that can immensely affect our good longevity, the ageism. And it's about ageism that we're going to talk about, and how can we combat this prejudice. I'm Silvia Triboni. I'm lawyer and activist, and Stopidadismo Association in Portugal. First of all, I must clarify that idadismo, the word idadismo, means ageism, okay? And if during my presentation I say idadismo instead of ageism, now I think you are going to understand, okay? Stopidadismo movement is an Ibero-American movement in 11 countries with Portuguese and Spanish languages. Portugal, Spain, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, Panama, El Salvador, and Cuba, working together against ageism. This movement was born from the Spanish unit, officially launched on April 2021 as a response from international civil society to this great violence against the human being. I would like to mention, because it was an honor to us, at the time of our public presentation, our first public presentation, we received the relevant support of the President of Portugal, Professor Marcelo Rebelo de Souza, who welcomed our civic movement. It was a great honor to us. Marcelo Rebelo de Souza welcomed and support us. Our mobilization emerged after the publication of the global report on age prejudice by the World Health Organization. The document revealed that 1 in 2 people on the planet discriminates older people with attitudes that worsen their physical and mental health and reduce their quality of life, of course. The World Health Organization estimates that 1 in 6 people over 60 years old is a victim of this violence. Ageism is always can be present in the way we think, we feel, and act to others or to ourselves just because of age. Unfortunately, idadismo or ageism is present in our institutions, in our relationships, and it can be in each one of us. We can be ageist in relation to ourselves. For example, when we don't allow to carry out our wills because we think because we think we are too old to do it. We can be ageist in relation to ourselves when we put or think prejudice. We can discriminate ourselves. In our work, we always address the issue that the fight against ageism must begin with ourselves. We must constantly review our way of thinking, speaking, and acting in order to abandon our own biases. This fight against ageism must begin in ourselves immediately in order to have voice to work against this evil, this prejudice. The World Health Organization was elaborated the global campaign to combat the ageism and show that this bias is prevalent and pervasive because it's not recognized and much more socially accepted than other forms of the prejudice. Contributes towards physical and mental health, as I said, increased loneliness and financial insecurity, decreased quality of life, and can lead to premature death. Okay, it's also important to mention that this prejudice intersects to others, and this intersectionality causes more suffering and damage. I like to mention some examples. We can imagine the elderly woman may suffer much more harm than an elderly man. An elderly woman belonging to an ethnic or sexual minority may be much more affected than another woman of the same age. So ageism by itself is an evil. With the intersection, is much more damage. It's really a huge problem in our society. And we can see ageism in many situations in our lives. We have seen it a lot in advertising campaigns in Portugal. Of course, we've been speaking out, we in the movement, Stopidadismo movement, we've been speaking out against all the abuses in publicity we see. And to show to you, I brought an example I'd like to show to you, okay? This is a bank campaign in Portugal using an old lady, okay, to represent a gossip person. The message in Portuguese is in a Portuguese rhyme, okay? And translating it to English, we have, for gossip, little talk. For you, Montepio, the name of the bank. And also, you can see a hand. It's a man putting in an aggressive way his finger in front of the lady's mouth to shut up her. To me, it's not aggression. It's very interesting to see in other picture in the same campaign of this bank, we can see a young lady to express skepticism. So I ask, why did they choose the old lady to be the gossip? Why not to be the skeptic, like in the other picture? Okay, only older people with gossip? To me, this is a huge ageism intersected with sexism. Do you agree with me? Okay, in the field of work, the situation is worse. Why? This prejudice is one of the greatest difficulties faced by people over 30 years old. Yes, 30 years old. This is a terrible situation faced and widely reported in Portugal and Brazil. people over 30 years are already victims of ageism at work. In this Brazilian magazine, we can read the news that mention old at 30. 1 in each 4 professionals over 30 have experienced prejudice, says survey. This fact is unacceptable. Okay, we need to work hard to eliminate this tragedy in our society. And it's because of this terrible situation that Stopidadismo movement has been working hard since April 2021 to collaborate in the construction of a society without ageism. Last year, we founded the Association Stopidadismo, okay? And our president in the association is José Carreira, okay? We have been working according to the following strategies. We work acting in the way of policy and law, doing educational activities, and intergenerational interventions. For example, about information and communication, we produce and disseminate data and other elements to contribute to organize actions against the prejudice through our website and social medias with pedagogical tools and stimulations to the engagement of people in a wave of solidarity against ageism. We promote national and international conferences, colloquia, seminars, events for the expansion of actions to combat this evil. Also, the movement took an active part in the hashtag Age is not a disease movement in 2021, with several international civil society organizations in order to prevent old age from entering as a disease in the International Classification of Diseases Code. We did the activists at all in that 11 countries worked hard to avoid this insane decision to put old age in the classification of disease code. In the field of education, our association had a strategic partnership in the creation of the chair of Edadismo at the University of Vigo in Spain. Edadismo is the same that idadismo or ageism. Now, University of Vigo has a specific chair to study and work about ageism. It was created to consolidate the fight from the field of communication through organization of courses, conferences, promotion of research, and intergenerational relationships. For the elementary field, for the elementary school, we have created this beautiful pedagogical calendar, 8 and 80, with images that raise awareness of diversity and inclusion of people. They were delivered to the children with the support and guidance of the teacher. Take a look. Beautiful, isn't it? We know that to eliminate ages, we need to affect or to educate since we are young. We did this at schools to children, educating them in order they don't have this prejudice. This is insane. So take a look, the girl seeing the calendar. We are proud because of this job. In the policy and legislation fields, we acted in the last electoral campaigns, supporting candidates with platforms for new legislation and for creation of public policies focused on the human rights of the elderly people. Okay, we can see photos. We were delivering the calendar and talking about our work to 3 different national secretaries in Portugal, because they are, I was going to say they were, no, they are really interested to know, to understand, and to work with us together against ageism, fortunately. Take a look at the National Congress Leadership Invitation. We had a meeting at the Republic Assembly of Portugal. We was invited to provide information about ages in our country, Portugal, and about our work in the association. Yeah, it was a great moment to us, because we truly believe that the government, of course, in education, government way, we need to have the support in order to spread the campaign. Okay, we want to combat and to eliminate this prejudice in our countries. We also have been invited for several municipalities in Portugal to clarify and to raise awareness of the citizens about the prejudice and the need for action to eliminate it. In Brazil, for example, the movement took part in the Commission for the Defense of the Rights of the Elderly in the Brazilian House of Representatives. All countries working a lot to combat this prejudice, to combat idadismo. We created this petition at the change.org platform. This petition say no to age discrimination. And it is still at the change.org, and I ask you all now, okay, I ask you, please support us signing this petition. Please, it's easy to fight it, and it's in our website. I'm going to inform to you in my last slide, okay? And I ask you now, please, okay, to support and to sign this petition. It's another way important to spread this movement. Our association, Stopidadismo Association, helps as well organizations develop age and generational diversity strategies by providing training on the age inclusion practices, so that there's no age discrimination in their work environment. The organizations properly prepared by us and evaluated receive our anti-ageist certification, anti-idadismo certification. And recently, we received a great news because of our work as well, because happened the inclusion of the word idadismo in the Portuguese language dictionary. Idadismo nowadays is a word known in the country, but it's a new word. It's a new word. And because of the movement, not only because of the movement, because of the concerning of a lot of organizations with our collaboration, the Stopidadismo at academy in Portugal included the word in the dictionary. This is a symbolic victory who are ageist and want to build a word for all ages. Yeah, look, in the past, doing lectures, a lot of people really didn't understand what means idadismo, even talking in Portuguese. Yes, idadismo is a new word, but worse than were a new word. Now is a word properly included in the dictionary. In more than this, of course, we want that the prejudice must be known by the people, okay? But despite it's a symbolic victory to us, we know that the word in the dictionary may broaden the understanding of this meaning in technical terms. We are proud of this, okay, because our work was fundamental to the including of this word in the dictionary. And the work was made by not only the association, but all of the activists in the movement, especially the Portuguese speaker, of course. And last April, to celebrate 2 years of the creation of our movement, the association designated Professor Alexandre Kalash. I think you all know who he is. He's a former World Health Organization director, responsible for launching the active aging policy and the global movement for age-friendly cities. Alexandre Kalash now is our ambassador in the fight against ageism. I'm proud of this, and he's always supporting us, and because Kalash respects a lot our movement, we thank him every day, and we are proud to have him as our ambassador. And going to conclude my participation, I'd like to show to you some fantastic and active elder people that prove to us that we older people can be participative and productive in society, and we don't deserve to be discriminated because of our age, okay? In the left side, we can see Mr. Carlos San Juan de la Orden, Spanish. He's Spanish, okay? And in 2021, Senor Carlos, 78 years old, launched a viral campaign showing how Spanish banking's digitalization has increased elders' financial exclusion. Senor Carlos, 78 years old, called the campaign, "I am old, not idiot." The campaign reached over 600,000 signatures. He was victorious. Many bankers welcomed Senor Carlos' petition, and because of the campaign, the Ministry of the Economic Affairs in Madrid committed to several better services to elderly customers. In my opinion, we should celebrate his victory and his ability to fight for the rights of the elderly, even at almost 8 years old. He's fantastic. We need to celebrate and thank Senor Carlos San Juan de la Orden. And in my right, I'm proud and very happy to see and to show to you who is at my side, Mrs. Albertina Madeira. Albertina Madeira is 100 years old. Okay, 100 years old. And she is director, now she's still director of the newspaper Ecos da Serra in Algarve, Portugal. You can see how beautiful she is. She's beside me. I was interviewing her, and she's a great woman. She works with courage because she sees no barriers to her work. And do you know what is her motto? She used to say, "To stop is to die." Okay, and you can see Senhora Albertina Madeira doesn't wear glasses. She's a great, strong, beautiful, funny, lovely woman. Okay, fantastic, no? Don't you agree with me? Let's celebrate Senor Carlos and Senhora Albertina. And this is the magazine Viva o Vinho, okay? This magazine was prepared by reporters over 60 years old. All of them graduated in the Reporters 60 Plus Portugal course. This course was trained seniors in the country who nowadays work in several areas. They are all exemplary people who show us how much your people can contribute to society fully. Okay, I'm proud to, I think you can see my face. I'm very proud to see this magazine and this course, because I represent this course, Reporter 60 Plus in Portugal. It's an honor to me, and all of the reporters are my friends here in the country. Important to say as well that all the articles in this magazine are about the Portuguese wine. And with all these images of these fantastic, great people who encourage us to build our longevity in a sense of constant learning, health, and activity, I thank you all and invite you to join the Stopidadismo movement, so that together we can join forces in the fight against ageism. I put myself at your disposal, our contacts, okay, our websites, telephones, and my email and the email of the movement as well. We are at your disposal for any questions. And to conclude my presentation, I would like to wish a very good longevity to all, and I would like to raise a toast to everybody with a Portuguese wine. Okay, cheers to you. Thank you very much.